Hey guys, and welcome to an episode of TRANG TRIES IT, where I get a metaphysical or spiritual reading so you can see it for yourself if you like it before you try it. Before we get started, don't forget to click that like and subscribe button down there to get notified on the next episode that we release. Also, to join in on any future events that we hold, make sure to subscribe to our newsletter, link down below. In today's episode, I'm going to look back at the tea leaf reading I got a couple years ago. So I actually found Monica through a local psychic fair they were holding one day, and I just happened to be browsing online. And so I decided to go and check it out. What was cool about the psychic fair is you could buy 10-minute sessions to just sample out all the readers. So I was told to try out this tea leaf reader. And so I did. So you'll listen in and hear like a 10-minute clip. And then about 6 months later, I got a second reading, but this one was over the phone and about 30 minutes. So how tea leaf reading works is when I got there were a couple of tea leaves that I can choose to brew myself, just add hot water inside like a cup. And when it was my turn, I would drink the tea, but it was kind of awkward or weird because you have to drink the tea but keep your teeth kind of closed so the tea leaves don't go in your mouth. So it's just kind of like you're literally drinking kind of like that. And it's just a little bit. And then when you get your reading, what you do is there's a plate and you would turn the cup upside down and turn it 3 times. And that's when the tea leaves would probably spread around the cups. And based on the shapes that it makes, it might make animal shapes, it might make letters and stuff like that. She interprets it. And depending on what area of the cup it is, that determines what time it's supposed to kind of roughly happen in your life. So she might say, you'll hear in the reading, she'll say like in 2 months or in 3 months, that kind of stuff. So just to give you a heads up, the first reading that you hear, it's a bit noisy because it was kind of on an open floor and there's a bunch of tables set up and a bunch of readers. So in the background, you hear a lot of chitter chatter, and that's because there were other readings going on at the same time. Okay, so let's listen into my tea leaf reading.
So bottom on the top, you're going to flip and put it down. Tell me if you're right-handed or left-handed.
Right-handed.
So left hand on gently. With your right hand, take the cup and turn it, the cup, and turn it 3 times all the way around, clockwise. That's 1, all the way 2 more. 2, and 3. Now put both hands on the cup. Really embrace the cup. I'm going to put my hands on yours. You're going to say full birth name and date. Go ahead.
Trang Tweet Pham Nguyen, January 19, 1989.
That's not what I saw.
You consider yourself a Capricorn or Aquarius? Which one? What's your cusp be?
I know. Probably go Capricorn.
Capricorn? All right, I'll take over from here. Anything in particular you want to look at, or I'll tell you everything I see anyway.
Okay, maybe career and relationship.
Okay, let's see what's going on.
Okay, cool. You would have been like,
So what I'm seeing is a little status quo for a while, and then I start to see movement coming in around 1, 2, 3, 3.5 to 4 months. And the first thing it's saying is love. So are you in love?
Not at the moment.
Do you want to be?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, because I'm getting the love energy coming around, and I am seeing, when I read, I see animals in my reading. So the first animal that I'm seeing for you is a caterpillar. So, caterpillars go into this cocoon, and they turn into this big, beautiful butterfly. So that is transformation and change, metamorphosis, but good more happiness, the dance of joy, good stuff like that. That looks really good. Okay, now I'm also getting, they're talking about your intuition. Are you following your intuition?
I'm trying.
Okay, I gotta try harder. And it says go with the first gut feeling, because it's always the right one. Never second guessing. All right? Now I see more money coming in. That looks decent. That looks good. And that energy comes in around 5 to 6 months. And it does say it gets easier, whatever that means to you. It does get easier. You also have the number 8, which is the money number, and the number of infinity. So that's looking really good. That looks really good. Okay, now, are you taking vitamins? Okay. How's your potassium levels? Do you know?
I think it's normal. After I last
If it's not you, I'm getting someone next to you. I'm getting a lack of potassium. Someone needs more potassium. So it could be, your mom, your dad, something like that. Okay, now, it does promise peace of heart and peace of mind. So if anything's been unsettled with you, it promises that by 6 months. Now, who's the G initials around you? I'm getting initials. I'm getting a G, several G's, I'm getting, and J's so far. You don't know first name or last name? Okay, because I'm getting like 2 G's and several J's. So if you don't know who these people are, you're going to know them because they're coming around, and they're going to play some role in your life. So in the next 6 months or so. Okay.
So I'm going to pause right there, and you can see that she sees some initials in the cup, right? So she says G's and J's. And what was interesting was a couple months later, maybe about 6 months. Her timing, she also says, can be off by 1 or 2 months. But the J's, were two people with the J initial, and it was 2 people I met at a chiropractor's office that I went to for about another 6 months. So I found that really interesting when that happened. And also you can see that she says like caterpillar and like she'll name out animals, and what that means is like in her system, the way she does it is if there's a certain animal like caterpillar, it means like it has a certain meaning. Or like, for example, I'm just making this up right now, but a turkey might mean abundance is coming your way. So that's just FYI, so you don't get confused.
Now, I'm also getting in here a Tony, Tammy, Tommy, something that sounds like that. You know someone like that?
I know a couple Tonys.
Okay, cool. All right. This is really interesting. This is a jellyfish, and when I see that, it talks about spirits of the dead. Do you have any spirit contact?
Yeah, I talked to my grandpa.
Okay. And you know when he's around and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's more of that coming in, right? More.
So you see that she mentions jellyfish, and in this case, it's talking to spirit, which in my case is talking to my grandpa. If you guys are not familiar with it, check out our YouTube playlist called Grandpa Luan, and you'll see that we channel him and talk to him about what it's like in the afterlife and more.
Spirit contact showing up. So, then it's saying mom. Where's mom?
I'm sorry.
Where's your mom?
She's back in, you mean what state?
Yeah, where?
Oh, she's in Virginia.
Okay. So, something about mom. Is she healthy? Is she okay?
No, she's handicapped.
I'm getting physical, something.
Yeah.
When's the last time you seen her?
September.
Gonna go see her soon because she misses you.
I'm seeing her in October.
All right, so that's what it's saying about mom. Okay. Now this is what I look for in every reading. I look for a bumblebee, and you have your bumblebee. It is a symbol for success and accomplishing the impossible. So whatever you think is impossible, it's totally possible. Okay. That energy really strong coming in by 6 months. Now I'm also getting around you Jewish energy, someone of that faith or of that nationality or that sector being around you as well. Okay, now I'm also getting some Scorpio energy. Now it's not a person, it's the energy. And if you know anything about Scorpio, they're very extreme. Black, white, good, bad, nothing in between. So when you start to feel this energy, just know that this is the energy I was talking about. Don't feed into it. Sit back, let it come in and do its thing and get the hell out. Because if you feed into it, it's going to be chaotic. So be in tune for that. That's coming. I am seeing travel. You get to travel a lot?
I used to.
Really?
Not anymore.
There's some travel coming in. I am seeing travel.
This year?
Yeah, this year, like 5 to 6 months. Something should be showing. Then it talks about.
Okay, so she mentions travel in this one right here. And I remember at that moment, it was January 2020, and I thought to myself, how am I going to travel? Because I only have enough vacation days from work. And I just, wasn't sure, seeing how she obviously didn't determine or say like long term or short term. I remember thinking to myself, okay, I wonder if this is just gonna be a short term vacation. It was interesting because I was just thinking like, oh, I wasn't planning on taking vacation because I'm just trying to accumulate to go for like a big trip, right? So that was about what she said, 6, 7, whatever months in, and then the pandemic hit. And what was interesting was there was a time that was when US was going through a lot of things as well. And I saw my friends in Mexico just living there, and they seemed like they were having a much more peaceful time. And I didn't even think anything about the tea leaf reading at all. And I went and traveled and lived in Mexico for a few months. So when I listened to this tea leaf reading back, it was just kind of crazy how it just kind of played out. So the other stuff she talked about, like Jewish energy or like the Scorpio energy, it's one of those things where I kind of didn't really pay attention in my life to like mark it down. So there's a couple things that either like they don't kind of happen, or if they do happen, I just am not aware of it.
More PM activity, which is more social.
More what activity?
PM activity.
PM.
Social activity.
Oh, okay.
More socialness coming in. Okay, now. Let's move over. Are you able to save any money?
I am saving.
Good. They want you to save. They want you to sit on the money because it's going to come in handy. So, yeah, actually you have two bumblebees. You have one down there and one up here. That's two different areas of your life. So that's very good. That's really good. Now, there are going to be quick decisions and actions by 6 months, and some decisions as well. 6 months seems to be pivotal. I'm also getting something that needs to be cleaned up and changed around. And that's usually personal. I want to eat better, I want to exercise more, I want to stop smoking, whatever it is. But you're going to be thinking about what you're going to do to clean up your life. Okay, and that's like 6 months or so. Sometimes my timing is off, but it usually shows up. Okay. When's the last time you had blood work done?
December.
Was everything okay?
Everything but the thyroid. Yeah.
So I am seeing issues with blood, something that needs to be taken care of, but you're on top of that, so that's a good thing, right? Also, on the metaphysical level, it means being sucked out of your energy. So I'm taking, and not giving back in return. So that's not good either. You want to handle that. Then I see a beautiful grounding and settling. This is by a year. Okay, I know what I'm doing. It feels right. I know what I'm going forward. So that looks really good. That's coming for you. They want you to aggressively go after what you want. No mamsy-pamsy. No winking stuff. Go after what you want aggressively. Okay, that's going to be really important. Okay, now. It's saying change and healing, and I don't know who needs the healing. It could be emotional healing as well as physical healing. Okay? Yeah, and then again, we have new birth around you a year. So all by a year. They are talking about communications being really important. All forms of communication being important. Okay. Do you want a baby? No. You sure? Tom's having a baby. See, announcement of a birth or someone's going to be pregnant. I don't know if they'll actually have it, but someone's going to be pregnant. Yeah. Again, this is saying the need for you to separate yourself from something or someone in order to move forward in your life. Person, place, thing, mindset, habit, idea that's not resonating, get rid of it so you can make your next move. That's showing up. That's like in a couple of months coming in. Yep. And it says anything that you can't figure out, you want to find out, don't be afraid to do the research. Dig beneath the surface, do a little detective work. Okay.
Okay, so she mentions about being pregnant or announcement of a pregnancy. What was crazy was that year, it was a summertime. Yeah, it was summertime, but none of my friends were planning to have babies or any of that type of sort. And so when one friend told me that she got pregnant, this was the first thing I thought of because she was not even planning on it. It wasn't even, I mean, it's like it's quarantine baby, but yeah. So that was something why I remember going like, oh my goodness, that tea leaf reading.
Now, do you eat soy?
Sometimes like soy milk.
They don't want you to have soy.
Okay.
It's not good for the female stuff.
Okay.
So my spirit guide is very adamant about that. There will be no soy. Okay. Are you solo? Are you in relationship?
No, I'm single.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. I'm kind of getting, now, where you work, I'm kind of getting leadership issues. Who's in charge?
I'm an executive assistant, so I support my boss.
Okay, so there might be some leadership issues around. I don't know if it's with yourself or with them, but then you have to deal with that and stuff too. Yeah. That's always fun. It's a job. Yeah. That's what that is. This is really funny because when I see a turkey, what it means is shared blessings and harvest. So to me, that means you have to be with someone to share those blessings and harvest. Are you interested in being with somebody?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So getting the shared blessings and harvest, that looks good. A little bit of the sucking you dry of your energy. I guess that's typical. And I am seeing improper behavior somewhere, and you being the teacher and saying, hey, that's not cool. I don't accept that. No way. You're not going to do that. So you're going to be like teaching someone a strong lesson coming in.
Oh, good.
Yeah. You know who it is?
No, maybe.
Okay.
I would love to do that to someone.
Yeah. Oh, you will. You'll have that opportunity to do something. Then I'm seeing something
That did happen at work.
invasive, like acupuncture or teeth or blood work. Something invasive.
In the past, or
No, I don't do past. I only do future. So that's what I have for you today.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Okay, so that was my first ever experience at a tea leaf reading. And this one, this next clip that you're going to hear is a 30-minute session that I got with her over the phone. And in the case you're wondering probably like, oh, how's tea leaf reading work? But if you watch our videos and check out our blog at thehappyhealingshop.com, we talk about how energy transcends time and space. So in this case, she actually at her own home did her own, I guess she kind of drank the tea and did the spinning thing for me.
Hi, I'm good.
Good. Good to see you, hon.
Good to see you. Excited.
Okay. Can you say your full birth name and date out loud now?
Yes, my name is Trang Tries It, date of birth January 1989.
Okay. So how can I help you today?
Hi. Oh, I just wanted to see if there is anything, I guess you can read anything in the tea leaf reading.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Just a general then, right?
Mm-hmm. I think maybe like I'm curious about...
A general reading, just whatever I see.
Yeah, I think I'm curious a lot about career or like the next transition.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm open to like everything you see.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so the very first thing I'm getting in your reading is a little bit of money coming in, which is great.
Oh.
And so that's upon you right now. It's wonderful. So that looks good. Now, and it looks like, do you get your money from several different places?
Well, I have a day job, but then also I have a metaphysical practice on the side as well.
Because I'm seeing it coming in from different places.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting. So through like almost a few different places it's coming in from. So okay, that's good. That looks really good. Now, it says here as we walk down, first of all, this is crazy to ask, but are you looking to move or to get another job?
Yes, another job. I've been looking for a long time.
You have? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like it should be coming in soon, to be honest with you, the way it looks. Okay, it's right kind of upon you right now.
Wow.
So that's good news, right? So I do see that you're working. It does say you're working. Yes. There is going to be some kind of opportunity presenting itself very soon. I want you to look for it. It's coming. Also, I'm kind of getting either Vegas or Paris. And I know that's a far stretch from each other, but since they build those hotels in Vegas, I get confused because they all have those themes.
Okay.
Do you have any association with Vegas at all, or Paris for that matter?
I mean, in terms of work and seeing if it's kind of going that way, I don't see it. I like to travel a lot, but
Okay.
yeah.
So it could simply mean going there, as simple as that. But I am seeing that coming in as well. I do see hard work coming in too. You're going to be working pretty hard. But I think you do that already, right? You're already working pretty hard, right? Okay. Now, a little bit of worries. What are you worried about?
I think really it is just I've been applying for such a long time, so it's just like, when is that coming? I guess that new transition, because I haven't been able to get any like callbacks or interviews, and then so yeah, I think that's really it.
Okay, all right. Well, try not to worry too hard because I feel like it's on its way, so that's a good thing. Also, I'm kind of getting around you a little bit of invasiveness coming in. It could be blood work, it could be dental work, it could be acupuncture, it could be cosmetic. So I am seeing something invasive. It's not right now, it's coming in a couple of months or so.
Okay.
Okay, so it could be any of the above, absolutely. And then they're asking you to be a little bit more protective of yourself in some area. Because sometimes we get really comfortable, we put our guard down, and then that's when things creep in. So it's to be a little bit more protective of yourself and what's yours. It's going to be important. Okay, now I'm also kind of getting a woman that may stir the pot for you. In other words, cause a little bit of problems, cause a little bit of interference. I'm not getting any, well, I'm kind of getting an initial, but I don't want to marry it because it might not be the essential, but it's close to it. I'm kind of getting an A initial, but I don't want to marry that, like I said. But be aware that there might be someone who's going to definitely stir the pot for you. So now that you know that, you can handle it accordingly, okay? And that shows up around 2 to 3 months from now, the way that looks. Okay, now I'm also getting around you J initials, first name or last name, G initials, first name or last name, and R initials, first name or last name. Do any of those resonate with you?
I think the J's. I know a couple people with J's.
Okay.
I have to. It's one of those things I have to like look through my phone and be like, oh yeah, I actually know a person named R or something like that.
Okay, so what this means, and I don't know if you remember this from the one we read before, is like simple people being around you in some shape or form, and with those initials. So that's what that means. I'm also seeing around you some paperwork and documents. That's coming in. It says has to do with work. So that is showing up about 3 to 4 months from now. And I'm also getting around you the horn signs, Taurus, Capricorn, Aries. So influx of those signs coming in around you. Okay, so I'm sure you know some Taurus, Capricorn, Aries, right?
I'm a Capricorn.
Okay. So it does promise clarity. It says keep running with the torch, keep going, it's going to be fine. So that looks really, really good. Now, are you in a relationship?
No.
Do you want to be?
Yes, eventually. I think, yeah, but I just feel so kind of unstable at the moment in my life of just like, the job and that kind of stuff.
All over the place, right? So, well, this is actually not coming in right away, but I'm thinking in 3 to 4 months there might be someone knocking, tapping on your door. So, not literally, but you know what I mean, coming your way. So that looks really good. Okay, question. Have you been drinking enough water?
I think so.
So some of the stuff that she said for the past couple of, 10, 20 minutes, probably 10 minutes, the last 10 minutes, I will say that I didn't quite pay attention to whether that they happened or not. You can tell it's kind of interpretive, right? So for example, with the job one, when they said that there's something going that's going to change and whatnot. So in your mind, you might think, oh, I'm going to get a new job, or like some new opportunity is going to come up. So that's what we like to think sometimes, but you also have to remember that also being furloughed or being laid off or things like that, those are also changes within a work environment as well. And in this case, I was already furloughed from my job for quite some time, and actually, yeah, quite a couple of months already. And then months later, after this reading, they notified me saying that I was going to be laid off. So just always think that, when it comes to like readings like this, don't always think it's going to turn out the way you think it's going to be. And this is not to scare you or anything like that, but it's just don't hang on to what you think is going to happen, because sometimes you just have to let it play out.
Okay. All right.
I think like a medium. I think a medium amount, definitely.
More than usual, though.
I think that a medium amount. I could drink maybe a few more cups, but I'm not dehydrated.
Okay. And when's the last time you had blood work done?
This was maybe like February, March.
Everything cool?
Yeah, except for the thyroid, but I haven't had a checkup since then, and so yeah.
Okay, because this talks about issues with blood, not drinking enough water, and the third lesson is you're on this journey and you have everything you need to make it to your destination. So that's the good part. But make sure you check out the blood, make sure you take care of the business, okay, because you want to make sure everything's okay with that. Okay. Oh, lucky you. You have a ladybug. That means wish fulfilled. So make it a good wish, because you're going to get it. So this energy comes in about 4 to 5 months. So 4 to 5 months from this day, that's the day to make the wish. You can change your mind 20 times, and I want you to say that, and then say, no, I want this. Be very sure of what you ask for, because you can get it.
Okay.
So that's
funny. In 4 months, it'll be like my birthday.
Oh, perfect timing. Perfect timing. Okay. It also is encouraging you to speak your words. And I don't know if you do that, or do you hold back, but it's saying you need to speak your words. Whatever that is that you're holding back from, within limits, without really hurting anybody or something, but it says you need to speak your words. Okay? Especially coming in about 4 to 5 months for some reason. So make sure of that. Now, they are showing me a duck. Duck talks about emotional comfort and protection, but it also talks about therapy or the therapist. You're not in therapy, are you?
No, I do have a therapist.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's what that's talking about. But sometimes doing the stuff that we do in the psychic field, we become therapists, kind of, right, in a way. So I'm sure you're going to find that in your practice. Now, what do you do metaphysically? What is it that you do?
My friend is a psychic medium, and I run more like this business aspect side of it.
Oh,
so
okay.
Everything
So you're not doing that kind of work then. Mm-hmm. You're just doing the business end of it. Okay, moving on here. I have somebody using someone as a crutch, someone depending on somebody. Either you depending on someone or someone depending on you. And the lesson goes, whoever's being helped eventually has to stand on their own. So I don't know which way it's going, but that's the lesson there. Now, they also want you to go after what you want aggressively. They're saying do not be mamsy-pamsy about it. Focus on it and go for it, hook, line, and sinker. It's very important. Now, again, there is some more change coming in for you, 2 to 3 months, but it comes with a little price. There is change and transition, but it comes with the ticket of facing your fears. So what's your biggest fear right now?
I don't know. When you said that, I had to think about it.
Yeah, making you soul search right now. A little soul searching.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
Well, what the lesson goes like this: when you walk through your fears and look back, it's not half as bad as you thought. So try not to torture yourself with that. Okay? No, it's going to be not as bad. That's for sure. They are talking about January being significant coming in, so something good in January. That looks really good. And then I'm getting a name that I am not familiar with, and I don't even know if I'm going to be spelling it right. It's either saying H-O-N-G or P-O-N-G. Does that make sense to you?
Okay, H-O-N-G. I wonder, that is a Vietnamese name. I'm Vietnamese,
okay.
So I don't know. Well, yeah, that's interesting.
Okay, so that could be someone coming in around you or someone that you'll be meeting, because I've never seen that before. Okay. Again, second time they are asking you to be a little bit more protective of yourself. Second time it's coming in. So heed that warning and take care of that, because it's showing up. Now, this is good news. You have money bags around you.
Yay! I've been waiting.
Okay, so, and you also have golden energy around you, which is success energy. So this is all like 4 to 6 months, looking good, looking really good. What are you doing for your creative self? Where's your creativity?
I guess I used to, like, before COVID, I would once in a while take dance class, but, yeah, that's about it.
Okay, because it says it's a little lacking in your life right now. Oh, so try to get back into that. I guess when this plague goes away, try to get back into that, because it is lacking. At that point also, they want you to take the risk and take the chance on something. So don't be afraid. Go with it.
Okay.
Okay? Like I said, 4 to 6 months around there. Okay. And then I think, like, you go into your fears a little bit again, but that's okay. You'll get through that. There's no big deal with that. Okay. Let's move over here. More golden energy around you. Now, this is something that's not unusual, but it does show up. I am getting a little envy around you. So you might have some people that are a little envious of you, what you're doing, and how you're succeeding. Mm-hmm. So be aware of that and always protect yourself, for sure, for sure. Then they're telling me that you are intuitive. Don't you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you following your first gut feeling, though? That's what I want to know. Because the first gut is always the right one. No matter how outside the box it is, it's always the right one. So follow your gut feeling. Very important. First one, even if it feels uncomfortable, go with it. Okay? I'm kind of getting a J name around you. I think they're saying Joe. You know somebody named Joe? Or Joseph? Or Joey?
I have a cousin named Joseph.
Okay. Have you seen him or talked to him or anything?
No, we don't really.
Okay. Communicate?
Yeah, not really.
Because what this means is, of course, seeing him, hearing from him, or hearing about him. Okay. So that's a little later. And then they're showing me your female area. Is everything okay down there?
At least I think so.
You're checked out and everything's good?
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's not you, it could be someone next to you. So make sure everybody that you care about is being taken care of in that area. Okay? Very important. And then we get some peace of heart and peace of mind. Nice. And it says sweet. Because that means you know who you are, you know where you're going, you're grounded and stable, moving forward, and everything feels perfect. So excellent. Good for you. That looks really good. Now, it certainly looks like more money bags. Oh, God, that's
Yay!
great. More money bags. That's amazing. Now, I am getting a little bit of Jupiterian energy around you, which is legal or business. It doesn't necessarily mean bad legal. Is there anything legal going on right now?
No, but I think, like, once, I'm pretty sure what I'm thinking is that if the metaphysical thing expands, then we'll maybe have to get into, like, paperwork stuff.
Okay, because I am seeing that coming in, and that looks like it's a little bit after the 6-month mark.
Okay.
And it says go for it, so they want you to go for it. That's good. Also, we got in here a bumblebee, and I always look for a bumblebee. Because that's a symbol of success and accomplishing the impossible. That looks really, really good.
Okay, so I'm going to pause a little bit right here and kind of break down on have a little comment to say for the past 10 minutes that you've been listening in. And the thing is, as you can see, when you hear all that, the success energy, golden energy, money bags and whatnot, it seems like a really positive thing, right? And this is obviously not to put a damper in on this reading, but it's kind of, again, our human way of interpreting things and kind of like hoping things play out a certain way. However, what wound up happening was, you remember how she said January was going to be a really significant month. There was going to, and also mentioned there's going to legal stuff. There's just like lots happening there. And also with the money bags. So all that, in my head, I was thinking either something, again, with the Happy Healing Shop blowing up, or even getting a new day job that had a really high salary. But what wound up happening, and this is, again, I think with Tea Leaf, you just let it play out and try not to hang on or hold on to, I guess, certain expectations, if that makes sense. But my mom passed away. Yep, my mom died. So what happened is money was involved in that as well, and lots of legal paperwork too. So that's one of those things where like you think, oh, it's gonna probably looks good, like it's probably gonna go this way, and then it totally does play out, but a whole different way. So that's just something to keep in mind when you get a tea leaf reading. Also, in addition, for anyone that of you guys watching in who, if you're curious about how the afterlife is or what the afterlife looks like, make sure to check out a video series called Grandpa Luan. And we channel with him in the afterlife and ask him about what it's like, what he's doing there. And then also our other video called 11 Questions. And that one has to do with the top 11 questions that our psychic medium Maria Hill gets asked about the most. And she also talks about what the afterlife looks like too.
Now, stability and security, grounding, as you walk down through your year, which is about 8 to 9 months from now, 7 to 8 months or so, stability and grounding, really feeling secure. And it says it gets easier. I hope so. That's good. A lot of birds, which tell me thinking, right? You're always thinking, right? You got to rest that mind, girl, so your body can rest as well. So make sure you take time for yourself to rest, okay? Rest your body and your mind. Okay, now, what is this saying here? So I do see some travel coming in. It's not right now. It's later, though. Did you have plans before the pandemic to go somewhere and it had to be...
Yes.
Doesn't that suck? Me too. It sucked. So where are you going to go? Where are you heading?
The original plan was to do like 6 weeks in Central America.
Ooh, how interesting. Yeah. Okay. So I feel like there is travel coming back around again for you. That looks really good.
Does it tell you, do you know, like, how many months in?
Where are you going?
Like how many months later?
Oh, okay. I think it talks about like 7 or 8 months from now.
Okay.
The way it looks. A little later than sooner, but yeah. Okay. And then it says, more change and transition coming around the same time, around 7 to 8 months. But this one is the butterfly, and a butterfly always brings happiness and beauty and good stuff. So good. That looks good. Now, this is really interesting. I don't know who would be doing this to you or why they would be doing it, but you never know. People are weird. It's kind of saying spy. So people like checking out your social media, checking out what you're doing, someone being like a little bit of a spy.
Okay.
So be aware of that. It's a little uncomfortable, but, as long as you're aware of it, at least you can do something about it. So, yeah. People are weird. We also have people from the past coming back around again. And again, that is going to be your choice whether to allow them in. Sometimes you want to keep them in the past. You know what I'm saying? Keep them. And then the ones that you want back in, that's going to be a pleasant surprise. So that's going to be very good. That looks really good.
So what was interesting is that I usually don't have anyone from my past that reaches out to me from like high school or college and whatnot. And that actually wound up happening out of the blue. Like 2 people from college reached out to me online, just saying like, hey, how are you? And want to go much chat on a phone call and all that kind of stuff. So that the way that played out was interesting.
Now, I'm assuming that your family is scattered around?
Yeah, I have some in LA. And then some in Vietnam, and then my parents are in Virginia.
Okay, because it talks about a gathering of family, coming together with a family for some reason. Holidays, celebrations, reunions, weddings, funerals. So I'm announcing a gathering of family. It's full circle almost by a year. Okay, so that's showing up by a year from now. And there's another plane trip at that point. I am seeing another plane trip as that point too. Okay, that looks good. Now, ooh, this is interesting. I'm getting a little, they're showing me a hot pepper, which means like that sexual energy coming about. So that is showing up also by a year from now.
A year. Okay.
A year. Yeah, that's by a year. It talks about working with the team more effectively. It talks about, I'm also seeing like camera work. What's up with the camera work?
Well, I think, my business partner and I, we're on like YouTube or like TikTok a lot, you know. In the future,
Okay.
maybe on camera in terms of like people knowing more about what we do. I don't know if that means a
Okay.
show or anything, but yeah, we're like more on social media and YouTube.
Okay, cool. That could totally be it for sure. Okay, now, what is this spelling out? It says, now, I don't know why this is not telling me exactly what, but it says sad in here. So, it's going to be around 6 months or so, but I don't know why. I don't know why it's just saying sad. But there you go. There's that. Chicken. And chicken talks about fertility. And it doesn't necessarily mean pregnancy. Can it be a pregnancy? Absolutely. But it doesn't necessarily mean that. It could mean abundance, blessings, goodness. But it comes with a ticket. It comes with a ticket of sacrifice, giving up one thing so something better can come in. Okay? So that's also like later on, like 7 or 8 months from now. And sometimes my timing is off. So, you know, if it doesn't happen exactly, it usually does show up before or after.
So just a little comment on the past minutes we've listened into. The one with the family reunion and the flight, that would be September 2021 of this year. So that one hasn't, well, I'll let you know if I can remember to comment down below on what ends up happening. And then also when she mentioned sad, I remember that thinking to myself, like, why would there be kind of the word spelled sad during March 2021? And that was when my dad came over here to get his mind off a little bit from, I guess, my mom's death. And that's when March was when he flew back home to Virginia. So I don't know, that was like, I'm sad for that, or he was sad, or it was both. But looking back now, like, it makes a lot of sense.
Or right on time. Sometimes I'm right on time for people. Sometimes it takes a while for it to come around. More Jupiterian energy by 1 year as well. And it is again telling you to speak your words or say your words. That's going to be important. Okay. And then I don't know where this I don't know where this comes from, but it's saying ring, like someone's getting a ring. So that's full circle by a year as well.
Okay, ring, like okay.
Like a ring. I mean, usually they show me the ring, but this is spelling out the ring, so that's interesting. Okay. I told you about the R energies around you too, right? R initials as well.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's showing up again. All right. Let me make sure I covered everything in. Oh, this is really good. So, 2 things. So they're showing me the swan, which talks about the love story. And that's showing up like around 7 or 8 months. And what I find to be here, it would be mutual. You know, sometimes you meet someone, they like you more, you like them more. But this time it kind of connects and it looks like it's mutual, which is beautiful. So look for that to come along. And then we have change of luck for the better. Now, I don't know if you got this in your last reading, but what this means is not the gambling luck. It means the kind of luck where you're leaving your house, you forget something in there, you run back in, you get it back in the car, drive a half a block, and you just miss that accident. You're like, whoa, if I left 2 minutes earlier, that could have been me. So you're going to notice more and more events like that happening, and you're truly going to be able to say, I'm lucky. So that is the kind of luck. It's like serendipitous kind of luck. Being at the right place at the right time, not being at the wrong place.
Okay.
So that's the kind of luck you want. That's awesome. Okay. All right. Did I ask you about the stomach issues?
I think like the woman part's issues, but not
no, stomach and intestine and digestion.
Okay.
Anybody having that you know of?
I can be gassy.
but it's not like bad. So okay.
No.
So it looks like it could be someone next to you, and it could be as simple as the food they're eating. So you might want to pass that down if you run into that, if it's in your family or whatever. Okay. I'm also getting someone maybe in the military.
Okay.
Yeah, someone who's in the military, coming across someone who's in the military, or them being around you in some way, shape, or form. And then they're saying SAG, and I know that's Screen Actors Guild, and I don't know if you know anybody who's an actress, but I am getting SAG, and that's a little later as well. That's like a year from now, so don't worry about that. Okay. You have a cornucopia. Do you know what that is?
I think that's the harvest and abundance. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. It's that, they put that basket out on Thanksgiving, filled with all the fruit coming out of it, and it's overflowing, and that's exactly what it means. It means abundance. So, good for you. It looks like you're going to have a good year here.
I know, yes.
That looks really, really good. Okay, they're talking about soy. Do you eat soy?
Soy milk sometimes.
They don't want you to have soy.
Oh, okay.
It messes with your female stuff, so they say lay off the soy or cut it down for sure, okay? Because it's not going to be healthy for you the way it looks, yeah. So you want to make sure you take care of that. All right, I'm going to move over to the other side in 1 minute. I just want to make sure. Where's your dad?
Virginia.
Okay, everything okay with him?
Both my parents are getting old, so...
Yeah, that's so hard.
Yeah, they're old.
So something might be going down with Dad.
In 2021?
Yeah.
Does it say more like the 6-year mark, or more like the 9-month mark I meant, or like...
It's after the 6-month mark, for sure.
Okay.
So 6 months from now, October, November, December, January, March or so. So, yeah.
So that March was when he was with me in LA, and then he flew back home.
It's showing something might come in for Dad at that point. So I don't know if there's anything you can do to prevent it, but...
No, I think it's just like, I just kind of know that he's just something's gonna hit, and then he's just gonna kind of, I don't know if say deteriorate, but I just kind of know it.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Okay, this is also that you have a zebra in here, helps you work with a group more effectively. I said that before, but also they want you to use camouflage in what you're doing. Don't be telling too many people until you have it solid, because people are cruel and they can blacklist you basically. Not like actually doing spells or anything like that, but their words being negative. So bring it to fruition, and then you can tell the world. That's what it says. Okay, we have about a minute left, so I'll leave that up to you to ask me a question if you have any.
Yeah, no, so I guess in the beginning when you said I'm going to probably an opportunity is kind of coming up in terms of job-wise and those money bags, did you see, how many months did you see that coming in?
I think within a month. I mean, that opportunity, the job thing, it looks like you should be hearing something within a month the way it looks.
Okay, and then with the protection one, is that more so of like people trying to sabotage what I do protection, or more like energetic protection, or... Yeah, like people interfering with what you want to do, and the envy. You want to definitely protect yourself against that. Okay.
And it's simple. Get some eye jewelry or some black tourmaline to wear. Yeah. That works really well at repelling,
Yeah.
You're going to have a good year, girl.
I know, it's good. I've been waiting. It's been quite rough for the past couple of years, so this is good.
This is your reward coming in. You worked for it, and you're going to get it, so good for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You have a great weekend, okay, hon?
Okay, you too.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, there you have it with my tea leaf reading, my 2 sessions I've had with her. This is a type of reading where I would not personally go to for a specific question. You know how sometimes you might do psychic reading or tarot reading and be like, hey, I want to ask about my career. I want to ask about my family or love life or that kind of stuff. And it's like certain topics or health. But this one, it's kind of, I feel like I've had sessions where I'll ask that, as you saw, but you kind of just get a general reading anyways. And then you kind of just let it play out. Again, when I was talking earlier in the comments about don't be hung up on what you think is going to happen, because a lot of times things play out, but not the way you thought it was going to. Also, I do like her style. It's pretty, the way she reads, it's pretty neutral, positive, if that makes sense. So obviously there are going to be hardships that might come up and whatnot, but she always points it in a way where like there are lessons that you're going to overcome or lessons you're going to learn from and things like that. I can definitely see this tea leaf reading being like a fun activity for a party or a small group gathering with friends, or like even a bachelorette. I usually get a reading every 6 months to kind of see what plays out and whatnot. I highly suggest getting a 1 hour reading because the time really flies. My friends have also gotten a reading with her as well, and they would agree that an hour is definitely better because 30 minutes or even 10 minutes was super short. I'm going to include the link down below on how to book a reading with Monica. I hope you found this super helpful and useful, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.